you're a polygamist, so it's kind of like they're
Yeah,
also
so I
learning.
wasn't supposed to fall in love?
I don't know.
I
I think the tenet was to love everybody equally.
Try that.
No,
Try your relationship with all your children is different. Your relationship with all your friends is different. There are ones that do different things that have different fulfillments and stuff like that. It's like you find higher love,
yeah.
and then everybody just slaps you down for it.
Hi besties, it's Jenny from SisterWives Exposed. Welcome back to my channel. Do you guys recall a few seasons back when Kody and Janelle had broken up and they were in that huge fight, and the fight took place at Janelle's old apartment? The apartment that Kody felt was too small and there wasn't space for him. The fight where he told her, "Go tell the world I'm gaslighting you, I'm manipulating you, I'm mistreating you." I mean, did we really need him to do that, right? Because we watched it for years, didn't we? And remember when last season prior to that, he was trying to get Janelle to be like Robyn. Remember that? He was telling Janelle, like, "I got somebody in my life who is basically loyal to me, and you can have the same relationship I have with her if you're basically loyal to me," meaning do what I tell you. Don't fight it. I mean, Robyn does stand up for herself, but Kody's a bit whooped when it comes to what's going on with her lady parts. He is most definitely a hooked little guy, and so he wants everyone to get in line and be like Robyn. You know, let me be the man of the house. Get your kids to get in line. You see, what he didn't say was, when we disagree over the children, you do what I say. Because at that time, she wouldn't throw out two of her children, one of whom has since passed away, Garrison and Gabriel. But when he had the same fight with Robyn about Dayton, they threw Dayton out and made him live in an RV on their driveway. I understand Suki does work and she needs to ask questions, but I hope that we can stop making up questions about reconciliation. I hope we can stop asking these women if they can ever be friends with Kody. I know when you have kids with someone else, you are connected to them through that child for the rest of your life. But once a child becomes an adult, and an adult child does have his or her own relationship with each respective parent, they don't have to have that much of a relationship. Because if the child has a relationship with you, that is your relationship with the child. And if they have a relationship with the other parent, that is their relationship with the other parent. But honestly, you don't even have to see one another unless there's like an event. And even at the events like a wedding or a birthday or something, you don't even have to be friends. You don't have to talk. You don't have to do anything. You can just be two different people in the same room. But the thing that I'm confused about is that we're still asking these women whether they want to be friends with Kody, whether they want to date him. We were still asking them why they can't be friends with them, you know? And I know this tell-all is not going to address Garrison's death, but this was filmed in the fall of 2024. So this is filmed months after Garrison passed away. And if the death did unite people and put an end to some of their issues, you would hope that Kody and Janelle might be able to have a more cordial relationship. But that is not what we find, is it? We do know that Kody didn't change. He didn't suddenly become a more committed father. He didn't suddenly care more about his kids. He certainly didn't go out of his way to preserve Garrison's privacy because he put him on the show. He certainly did not take responsibility for his role with the show and how the show was used as a tool of how the children that he viewed as disobedient to him were abused. I cannot think of a worse way to be alive as this. If you were on a reality TV show, but you were no longer on it, but your parents were. And because your parents are on the show and because they're your parents, they're able to talk about you at any time. And if they want to, they can talk about fights that they have with you, whether or not you want to be associated with the show. And for some of the kids, if they want to clear the air, they're almost forced to go on the show to clear the air, but then that makes it worse because then it pulls them more into the fold and it gives the dad more ammo to keep abusing you. So it's this never-ending cycle of bullying and screaming and yelling. It's just such a cycle on repeat, and then the show gets reruns and then they have clips on social media. I think that in 50 years they'll do a study at some point, or soon perhaps somebody will do a study soon on the negative effects of reality TV shows centered specifically on families and the negative impact it has on children, because I would have bet that all of the children have trauma related to the show. So with that said, Kody has put Janelle through hell, and now Suki is questioning whether or not Janelle will speak to Kody. Take a look. But if you can't sit there and chat with Robyn, just wondering right now, can you tell me some specific reasons why you don't want to be friends with her? Oh, I could sit and talk to them. That would be fine. If it was all surface level, I would be fine. If I would talk to them. That's nothing. Yeah, I'm just not going to be friends with them or like go to lunch with them, or why can't you be friends? Why can't you be buddies? Why couldn't you have a relationship with them again? Can you imagine if Janelle could simply be honest and say what she felt? I think some of Janelle not wanting to answer these questions is obviously thinking about what she puts out there, how it's going to be recycled in the media, how her family members are going to perceive what she's saying. There are consequences to utter something when you say it publicly. Consequences to a lot of people. And so when you say something and it could have a chain effect on somebody else, you're going to be a little more careful. Janelle, I've heard and I've clearly not interacted with her, but I know a lot of people who know Janelle. I've spoken to so many people who were around her in Flagstaff, some of her friends in Vegas, former members of their church, and every person categorically states that Janelle is literally one of the nicest people you'll ever meet, and she's very kind to people, and she doesn't like to say anything that's going to hurt someone's feelings. And she's just a very thoughtful person of how she puts things. She's tactful. She's more thoughtful or deliberate. I mean, not deliberate, thoughtful about what she says. And so if you're in a vulnerable position after losing your son, you might not want to get too much into it about why you don't want to be friends with Kody. I think that Janelle in previous seasons has made it very clear that she has nothing in common with Robyn. She does not really like the way Kody treated her kids. She has said over and over again that she cannot be in a relationship with Kody because of the way he treated her kids and the way he abused her kids and the way he wanted everybody to be like Robyn. I do think that she's maybe a little disconnected in the way that maybe it's easier to not think about something so you just don't think about it. You know what I mean? You know when you have like an ex and they were so bad and awful and toxic that you don't even want to have the idea or thought about why you don't like them anymore. You're just like, I'm done. I'm over it. I don't want to have to think about this anymore. But then you got it because you're on a show. She might be at that point where she's just like over it and done. And now that they're not in her life, she doesn't want to have to go back and think about why she doesn't want them in her life. I think there could be a lot of questions being asked at the tell-all that are more important than do you want to be friends with Kody? I mean, I know it's going to be a good soundbite, because we're going to get to the point where she says that she doesn't. But at the same time, I mean, if you could invest your time and energy into questions that are less in the could you ever be friends realm and more in the realm of things that have happened that would get her to respond to something that took place versus something that's down the line and hypothetical, you know what I'm saying? I believe everyone is aware of the reasons Janelle does not wish to befriend them. I'm saying, would you be friends with a man who's bullied your children and bullied your kids and treated you badly and used you for money and humiliated you and used you as collateral for houses and then Janelle who's had to leave multiple times, she's been courted back by Kody several times. And I think for Janelle the best way she can get away from Kody is by being no contact. There are just some people you gotta be no contact with. I don't need it. I don't want it. I'm not looking for it. Is there a trust issue? Is that why that both sides can't get along and have this deep friendship? No. In a deep love for each other and a deep respect for each other. I just simply don't like them. I don't want to nail them. I don't want to be their friend. I just don't like them. So she said it. I just don't like them. Don't like Kody and Robyn. At the end of the episode of Tell All #1, Janelle went out of her way to comment that Kody has taken on this role of being a villain and taking the blame for his wife Robyn's behavior and actions. So he's taken on her negative behavior and what she's done to the family, like creating the COVID rules or getting Kody and the kids to fight or, causing disconnect or division or pitting people against each other. Right. Kody does it too, but Kody blames the fact that he's the one who makes the rules. Cody's the one in control of what's happening. Cody's the one who did all of these issues, did all these things. Right. And the biggest fight they had that finally was one of this breaking points in their relationship had to do with the rules that Kody established having to do with CO, which really were just a smokescreen, because in the end he didn't abide by those rules anyway. And they knew that. They knew that. And Robyn established those rules, 100% established by Robyn. And everyone understood that Robyn was the one who made them. And Kody lied and lied and lied again and told individuals they were his rules. Actually, they were rules established by Robyn because it was for her to be able to, have control of things, control the family, control people. When it got down to the, text conversation and having to deal with Christmas and Robyn trying to assert rank and get everyone to do something she wanted to do. Think about that argument that they had over the text conversation about Christmas and the gift exchange that they did. And Robyn got mad because she wanted everyone to get on a Zoom call immediately, meaning she wanted everyone to film. And people didn't want to film. And people didn't want to film. So she got mad because Robyn is someone who pretends to hate filming the show but is still commanding people to do things on the show because that's how she supports her shopping addiction. That's my 2 cents. And when they would not do what she wanted, she got mad at them and just said it was a try in vain. So literally something as minute as they could not do something immediately that Robyn wanted. And then Robyn created this whole situation in her head and then she pulled everyone away from everyone else because they were not doing what she wanted. They were being disobedient. And she called the children and told the children that she caused to occur, that they caused her to go through trauma. So a woman who was 44 years old at the time was telling children who were young and were children when she met them. There wasn't one of the children that she met when she was an adult that was an adult. All of Kody's kids were children when she met them. And adults don't get to be traumatized by kids because they have to be the adult and they can't be that sensitive to what kids do because kids are children and they don't have the ability to think and have the executive function that you and I have as adults. They're still developing. Their brain is not complete yet and their frontal lobe is growing, which controls their impulses, emotions, and behaviors. And so if you are being traumatized by the child, it's your fault, not the child's fault. But Robyn doesn't ever take responsibility. And so Kody takes all of that on, right? And then he says he's the one that's doing it all. And then he must protect Robyn from the pain that she had from his kids. What basically Robyn makes him feel is that everyone hates her and she must be rescued from the big bad bullies. And Robyn has made Kody believe everyone's a bully. And as Janelle said at the end of last episode, he takes what she's doing to protect Robyn so everyone out here doesn't see what Robyn's doing. Even though we fully see what Robyn's doing, he's taken on the role of villain to protect her. This is not to say that he's not a villain in his own capacity. He's just adding another layer of being the villain for Robyn so that Robyn can still be the victim. I don't know if it gets him a sense of like, if I lie for her, she'll lie for me kind of thing. You hear what I'm telling you. But if you know that the person you were with who was dealing with Janelle, and you know he's not in a position to be honest with you, and you know you're not in a position to talk to him about what's happening in the family unit, because the family unit is not about two people, because other people are always influencing it. And when you have a plural relationship, you can't ever say it's only about the two people in the relationship, because all the other relationships influence each and every single relationship, and they inform them. And Robyn's little fingers were in everything. I mean, Robyn's the one who brought the conflict to a boil between Kody and Garrison. She wasted years on the show over and over, angry that Garrison called her out for the COVID rules and then called her out for taking up all the time, taking up all the money, and not allowing their dad to have a relationship with them. Kody is not his own man. He doesn't have to listen to Robyn. But when you've got broken marriages such as Kody and Robyn have, they've got a codependent relationship. They feed off of one another. Robyn is Kody's narcissistic supply, so she feeds him all of the energy, and she's always like feeding his ego. And so he's naturally going to take her side. It's just that Robyn repeats that all of these relationships broke down because of the two people. It's really because the relationships broke down because Kody and Robyn were a team, and they were always a team, and they've fake been a family for 15 years on the show, or 14 years, or whatever amount of seasons. And these wives were made to enact a falsehood for the show so that Kody and Robyn could be the ones to benefit from their wealth that they were accumulating on the show. And the rest of them had to work side hustles and grind their tails off with MLMs or other ventures or other products or doing other stuff outside of the show to pay their bills to finance their way, because Kody's paycheck and the show paycheck was all going in the direction of Kody and Robyn. So there's so many reasons that she wouldn't like them. How can you even communicate with two people who won't give an inch that one of them is always defending the other? And because they're both always playing games of deflection, how can you even have a trusting relationship with them? You can't. You can't trust them to do anything. You can't trust them to be there for you. You can't count on him to be a good father. You can't count on him to be a good boyfriend. You can't count on his word. And he certainly can't count on the fact that whatever you tell him will be in confidence, because he'll go running back to Robyn, who will spin it. So she's the victim in every scenario. God, Kody and Robyn's relationship must be so exhausting. So basically she doesn't like them, and we basically know why, and that's it. And that's the soundbite you all get. And it looks like Janelle's going to tell us more about Kody playing the villain. So we'll be hearing more about it this week. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed, and hit the bell so that you don't miss any video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.